All right, you guys, what's going on? It's your boy Tam. Give me a few minutes and we will begin the stream shortly. So, I'll be back in like 2 minutes and then we're gonna begin the stream. Give me a second. All right, you guys. All right, so let's begin. So this is probably gonna be the last basically conversation or basically the last um conversation I'm just gonna have about this fight because I just can't do this with Canelo. I'm just one of the very few people that really see what's going on with Canelo and just basically call it for what it is. Canelo, at the end of the day, he gets a lot of passes for his opponent selection. And everybody keeps saying, well, he's fought this guy, he's fought that guy. And you just look at Canelo's resume and it's not really that admirable. But you have people critiquing somebody else's resume. This is why I laugh at the people who will try to hate on Terrence Crawford's resume. But then if you look at Canelo's resume is not that impressive, especially his last few fights. But that just goes to show you how finicky people is, and this is why I don't pay attention to people sometimes. Why you have a lot of people that'll sit up here and just make it look like Canelo was just this animal, but Canelo got every excuse in the world why he won't give us the fight that we all want to see, which is him and David Benavidez. And I had one dude, I just had to laugh at him because he said David Benavidez isn't that good. Well, he good enough for Canelo not to want to fight him. Canelo asked for an extreme amount of money. One of the things that I just laugh at some of these people, you can't have dialect sometimes with people without them having the need to be right. You can't agree to disagree. They'll say, oh, well, you don't know what you talked about. You don't know boxing like you know boxing. You ain't no more of an expert than me. And that's just real talk. So this is just textbook of Canelo to fight somebody like Jaime Mugia. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Jaime Mugia is not leaving that arena with a W unless he knocks Canelo out. And that's highly unlikely because Canelo does have a good chin. I think this is going to be the typical Canelo fight that Canelo is going to just outbox Jaime Mugia. He will counter him. He will hit him with decent body shots. He may even hurt Jaime Mugia, but I just see Canelo for the most part, if it isn't a very late stoppage, I just see Canelo winning a unanimous decision. I mean, by the time the bell rings, he's gonna be up 4 rounds anyway. So Jaime Mugia is gonna have to basically claw his way back into the fight. Canelo will be up 4 rounds. Jaime Mugia, for this to even be a close close fight, or at least a chance for him to win on the scorecards, he's gonna have to win like 8 rounds straight, or out of the next uh 9 rounds, he's gonna have to win at least 8 of them. The thing is with Bibble was so dominant when he fought Canelo, it was just you had to give him the W. Even though I laughed when it appeared that all three judges had Dimitri Bivol winning 7 rounds to 5, and I'm trying to figure out what 5 rounds Canelo won in that fight. But you get guys that like to defend Canelo, because to me, Canelo has just always been a tidbit overrated. I mean, he's a good fighter, but I just feel like he's always been a tad bit overrated, because Canelo doesn't want to fight the best guys that's out there. He always looks for a alternative. He wouldn't even be fighting Jaime Mugia if Edgar Berlanga hadn't said no. He would be fighting Edgar Berlanga instead of Jaime Mugia. He had no choice but to fight Jaime Mugia. It was either Jaime Mugia or David Benavidez, and for some reason he just doesn't want to fight David Benavidez. It's just excuse after excuse after excuse. I've just seen this pattern way too many times with Canelo. I'm just not up for this fight. I'm just not up for this fight. I've done several videos breaking down Canelo's resume and who he's fought, and it just really isn't that impressive. But at the same time, you will critique somebody else's resume and say their resume isn't that good. You know, a lot of people are being fooled. Oh, well, Jaime Mugia, he stopped Ryder and Canelo didn't. That doesn't mean anything. Jaime Mugia doesn't have very good defense. So, in other words, he's tailor made for Canelo. Canelo will pick apart dudes who are not very defensively sound. Will Jaime Mugia have some moments in the fight? Yeah, he probably will have some moments in the fight, but I don't see him being able to do anything with Canelo. They're just not going to let Canelo lose to a guy like Jaime Mugia. Do I think it'll be an interesting fight? Do I think it'll be fireworks at times? Yeah, of course. At times there will be fireworks, but I just think Canelo will just be Canelo in this fight. He will land, crisp body shots. He will land his uppercut. He'll be able to be very. This particular fight, you will see a more offensive minded Canelo, because Jaime Mugia is there to be hit. So you will see Canelo look very impressive in this fight. But I do think Jaime will nail Canelo at one point in this fight, but I do not think it'll be enough to sway the judges. I just think this will be the typical Canelo. Canelo will look very good in this fight. And when they ask him about fighting David Benavidez, he will say he's not afraid of nobody, and he'll say, come on, and then he'll end up fighting Charlo or somebody else next, or Edgar Berlanga next. So that's just basically what's going on with Canelo. I just said to myself, I'm not going to spend a whole week talking about this fight. I'm going to give my assessment, and then we'll wait till fight night. Now, if it's different from what I'm predicting, if the trajectory of this fight turns out totally different and something shocking happens, then I'll come right back. But I just feel like this particular fight, Canelo's going to look pretty good in this fight, and he's going to have a lot of ooh, ah, and oh moments in this fight because of the opponent selection. We all know that Jaime Mugia is defensively challenged. Okay, his offense is his defense, and his defense is his offense. So you know what that means. So I just feel like he'll land some nice shots on Canelo, but Canelo is going to look pretty good in this fight versus Jaime Mugia based off the fact that Jaime Mugia isn't a very good defensive fighter. You will see Canelo landing crisp body shots. He'll be going upstairs. He'll be able to land the uppercut. And like I said, eventually he'll probably wear Jaime Mugia down. He'll probably drop Jaime Mugia sometime in the fight, but I think Jaime Mugia will maintain and keep it together enough to where he won't get stopped. And I see Canelo winning, in all likelihood, a unanimous decision. Probably win a 9 rounds to 3 fight or 8 rounds to 4 fight. And that'll just basically be it. And then we'll just be like, okay, well, this is a typical Canelo fight. I'm just one of those dudes just telling the real. We know how this fight is going to turn out. So can we please just stop the cap? So that's all I have to say about this fight. This is going to be the only analysis and breakdown of this fight that you're going to get. So that'll be it. Anyway, it's your boy Tam, and I'm out.